coming up on At Your Leisure.
I'm Rhea Rossi Booth.
And I'm Chad Booth. Can I pass the test when I take a course that's taught by the Utah Highway Patrol on motorcycle handling?
I'm Brett Pennyfather, hanging out with Slikrok Productions, checking out one of Sand Hollow's more epic routes.
And I'm Terry Wood, going to take you back to Range Valley Ranch today for a one-of-a-kind outdoor adventure.
Hey, Chad, I hope you don't get offended, but whoever owns this bike, I'm going to ask them for a ride because it's my favorite bike of all
Well, of course,
times.
How many times have I told you you're kind of a wild Indian?
My dad used to call me that.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi Booth.
And we are here at Double D Distributing. This is a trucking outfit, belongs to a friend of mine named Mark Drebay, and he is one of the most hardcore motorcycle riders. I mean, this is an iron butt guy who will go ride 1,000 miles in a day.
Oh,
and
so cool.
And he decided to start a course for his friends in the trucking business. A lot of them have bikes. To do advanced motorcycle training. You know, the parade route stuff where the guys are doing the figure. And so the State Highway Patrol is helping teach that class, and he invited us down. I actually think she called him.
I did think everybody needs a refresher, and he's one of them. But honestly, this is free of charge,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal, and it just keeps growing every year.
There you go.
It's a great service.
Kenny, well, let's find out a little bit about how I'm going to do today and a little bit about what this course is like.
Today we're out here with Double D Distribution. We were asked to come out and assist with a motorcycle training course that they decided to put on. With Highway Patrol, we obviously are very interested in the safety of motorcyclists on the road, and they've asked us to come out and kind of share some of the expertise that we have with our motor squad, share some of the safety, and just trying to help guys through some of these courses that they've put up to keep people safe on the road.
We really wanted ourselves and our friends to have a culture of safety.
A good safety course is ideal if you've never been on a motorcycle at all. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation does do a lot of great courses out there, but at the very least, if they're going to get into riding and they don't have that experience, be cautious around you, take things slow, maybe go to a parking lot and practice maneuvering the bike.
What we're doing is we're just teaching these guys how to really ride their bike, right? But I've changed this course a little bit so it can benefit them, because the course that the motorcycle officers go through is very intense. And we don't have that kind of time with these guys, with these people. We only have half a day. It comes down to head and eyes, trusting the instructor, clutch control, rear brake, and just trusting that it works.
Be cautious around you, take things slow, maybe go to a parking lot and practice maneuvering the bike. If you run into us on the road, we'd be happy to give you pointers as well.
Today is our largest event ever, and AYL's here, so how can it get any better than that? And troopers. We've got troopers here, AYL, burgers, motorcycles, beautiful, perfect weather. It couldn't get any better, except if maybe the Stedmans would have showed up.
Okay, well, here comes my honey now. You made it through the first part. Way to go, Chadwick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been easier if I'd have been in first gear.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what? Isn't this a great service?
This is.
This opportunity is fabulous. How do you feel about it?
I'm still worried I'm going to tip over on the turns.
You're not going to tip over. I said my prayers this morning.
Yeah, well, I got bananas on here that says different.
All right.
I'm going to go.
All right, you take off. And we're going to go off to our where to.
We joined Slikrok Productions on one of Sand Hollow's more infamous trails.
We are on the Devil Cauldron Trail down in Sand Hollow, Utah. This is a really hard trail. It's really fun. We decided to come run this trail. We got a bunch of seasoned veterans with us and a few guys that have never been out here before, all good drivers. This is a trail that requires a little bit of attention. It's super fun, and it's pretty easy to have mishaps on it.
Crawling a fine line between adversity and adventure.
It's a place that you don't find many people in, and probably for good reason. This trail definitely has some teeth. Some serious obstacles that'll test the best of abilities and machines. Absolutely fantastic scenery. Hard to beat, but it's got you on the edge of the seat the whole time.
It's a short but incredibly intense route with complicated terrain.
Every obstacle on this trail to me is a highlight. They're all fairly tough, and when you got quite a few machines with you, it takes a little bit to get them all through. All these machines have different wheelbases, they're all set up a little different, so you approach it a little different. But for me, the highlights are all the hard stuff. Anything that is just tough to conquer, I personally really like. The Kawasaki's are one of my favorite platforms to wheel in, but the one drawback that they have is when you get them inverted, you get them off camber, they don't hold a lot of fuel pressure. As soon as my front touched down, I got on the throttle pretty hard on it, and as I was rolling forward, I felt it start kicking up, but it was just too late. But, you know, wrecking's just part of this game.
This team dusts themselves off and gets back to it.
Every machine is going to play differently on every trail, every obstacle, whether it's the wheelbase of the machine, so the length of the machine, or the actual width of the machine, how narrow it is. Some things are going to favor one versus the other, like this one that we just did dropping down here, definitely favors the longer wheelbase.
A rewarding challenge no matter what you're in.
I felt like I've been in some sketchy spots before, but this one has definitely tested me. It's been some really spots where you weren't sure if you were gonna make it through.
Going down Cauldron, that was awesome. I mean, just feels like you're hanging there. It doesn't look like it, but it's like a cliff, and it's just amazing.
As well as hardcore machines, it takes mental fortitude.
After you see Kurt flip and then everybody else hitting and going sideways, and then you're up next, and you haven't seen one person go down the hill smooth, it is very nerve-wracking. So we usually tag along with them and go on rides with them, so whenever they're down here.
They get to do all the fun, crazy trails that we get to experience with them, so we love going with them.
And they help baby us through it.
We've only been down this one other time, but
it's a hard trail,
yeah,
for
this,
sure.
This has got to be my favorite, for sure.
I love it. It's just an adrenaline rush, and I know I've got a good driver that I trust and a great guide with Kurt.
This crew thrives on trust and teamwork.
We get to meet a lot of great people out here on the trail, and we get to ride with them. My favorite part about this is you see the adrenaline in them, and you show them what they're capable of. You give them a little positive reinforcement, you keep them safe, and they just evolve faster that way, and they have a good time.
There's more to it than just the excitement.
Dropping into something like this and spending the day with friends, getting through obstacles, navigating, negotiating different trails, the best part about it is the people we get to ride with.
From the unforgiving Devil's Cauldron with this week's Where To, I'm Brett Pennyfather.
Unexplored. Does it mean riding the same trails as everyone else? Fishing the same lakes? Stopping at the same views? No. Unexplored is so much more. To find it, you need to get off the beaten path. In the northeast corner of Utah, you and your family can still find a land that's unexplored. The shores of Flaming Gorge are only the beginning of a family adventure in Daggett County. Daggett County, Utah. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
At Stedman's Recreation, trucks are arriving daily with back-ordered side-by-sides, ATVs, and dirt bikes. Let Stedman's Recreation help get you outside so you can explore and create memories to last a lifetime. Call or stop by Stedman's to hold your side-by-side, ATV, or dirt bike with a small deposit. Yamaha, Honda, Polaris, and Beta. Plus, Stedman's has a full service department and Honda power equipment.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
Everybody always talks about the good old days when the grass was greener, the air was clearer, and adventure could be found in any direction. Well, the good old days are still here. You just need to know where to look. In Aurora, Utah, you can find everything you want out of life. Limitless OHV access, views that ignite the imagination, and destinations that remind you how the good old days are closer than you thought. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. My name is Anthony Lujan with Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue. Today we're going to be cooking up a fatty roll. It's a unique twist of a combination of meats and a style of hamburger you'll enjoy. We're going to get that prepped, get it on the smoker, and show you how it's done. And first thing you do is you make a bacon weave. And pretty much you take your favorite bacon. What I do is I split it up into equal amounts. So we got this bacon all laid out. And first thing you do is you kind of fold the first layer back, every other one. Then you're gonna come in with another piece of bacon and lay it in there. And you're gonna weave it over the top of that one. Now we got the bacon weave all laid out here. Now we're gonna move on to the stuffing part of this. We got some sausage. Premium pork sausage is all you need. We're gonna insert that into the pan here. In the pan, I got a little bit of jalapenos and onions. Got the pork in here, and then we're gonna add some ground beef here. I like to use ground beef that runs a little on the leaner side, just due to the fact that the bacon and the pork sausage that we have in here add a lot of fatty contents and all the oils you need. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the pork and the ground beef together, and I use a 50-50 mix. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of get this on the weave here. We're gonna lay it all flat, make sure it's even. That way it all cooks evenly. The barbecue rub today we're gonna be using is Plowboys Barbecue Yardbird Rub. Don't be shy, don't use it like salt and pepper. Make sure you lay it on nice and thick. Barbecue rub is meant for flavor. You want to add as much flavor as you can to your product until pretty much you can't see any of the meat left. As you see that I got complete coverage of the roll there, we're gonna move on to the next phase and we're gonna add the cheese. I like to use shredded cheese because you can get it a lot more even versus chunks. So I lay that cheese out there. We want to make sure we get complete coverage. Once again, we're doing complete coverage because we want it to cook evenly. We're level, we're flat, we're ready to roll it. This is the most difficult part of the fatty roll. We got bacon. Bacon does not like to get rolled. So let's see what we can do here. We're gonna roll this pretty much into a log. As you can see, take your time, wiggle it a little bit, tuck the edges in, and there we go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit more of this rub to the outside for some color and flavor. Get that all rubbed down. Once again, we're not being shy about it. We're laying it on thick. And there we have it. Let's get this fatty in the smoker. We got the smoker turned up to 275 degrees. We're gonna put this in here. Once again, we're cooking to temperature, not time. We're gonna cook this up to 165 degrees. There we go. We'll see you in about an hour. Alrighty guys, we're gonna pull out our fatty. We cooked it up to 165 degrees. We're gonna pull it out, slice it up, get it on a bun with some barbecue sauce, and we'll enjoy it. All right, here we go. Get ready for this. I got my nice sharp blade. Let's give it a cut it and let's see what happens. There we go. We got the cheese and the deliciousness. Look at that, guys. Put it on our bun with a little bit of barbecue sauce here. This is Carolina-based sauce here. Vinegary, tangy, sweet. I'm gonna put that on the top of the bun here. We're just gonna pour a little bit on there. Gonna slice off about a 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 inch. Put it on our bun here. And there it is. Your classic pork and hamburger patty. Fatty is what it's called. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that's heaven right there. My name's Anthony Lujan with Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue. We'll be right back with At Your Leisure.
Where is Aurora, Utah? That's a good question. But here's a better one. Why should Aurora, Utah be your next destination? Some people will ask, where can I go on my next adventure? A better question is, how far can I go on my next adventure? In Aurora, the answer is as far as your gas tank will take you. Aurora, all 570 in the heart of central Utah. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
It's here. Join us for the 4th annual Rally in Bullfrog Valley at the Chickaboo Lodge. It's an adventure that's millions of years in the making. Prizes for the most dynamite machine. Guided rides. Great food. November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Register today at northlakepowell.com.
When you're ready for adventure, fuel your machine with Clear 91. Fuel for performance. Fuel for adventure and fuel for the long haul. Ethanol-free, 91 octane. Fill up with Clear 91. Only available at Eagles Landing. With you for the long haul.
Yeah. Ooh, 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 well done. Woohoo! Yeah, honey. Show those pylons who's the boss.
Ah, don't say anything, Rhea.
Who's the boss? Obviously, it's the pylons. Hello. Good job, honey.
No, I didn't. I killed somebody.
You know what?
I killed a cone.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody.
Well, we are here doing the Double D motorcycle training. Double D doesn't mean for extra dumb. It's the name of a company that belongs to a friend of ours. And I'm having a lot of anxiety over these cones and the slow turns, the parade turns.
I know. You know why? It's because you have to go so slow. Yes. I think if you were going faster, I think you should try to just bump up the speed.
No, they say actually the faster you go, the worse it is.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not training this class.
Yeah.
Because I would just like burn through those.
If I listened to you, I'd be sprawled out on the pavement and the bike would be all scratched up.
Let's not talk about that, honey. I know you love this thing more than me.
Linda Stedman loves it more than both of us.
Well, it was hers first.
Well, as all the people in that jet flying by are laughing at us, I think we should find out how some of the other students are faring.
Indeed.
I am shocked, honestly, on how many people come through this course. So again, this is our third time of doing this course. Normally, officers, when we would do this when I was in law enforcement, we would get to day 3 before we did some of the hard stuff. And we're already into it 2.5 hours.
I'm not a very experienced rider. I just got this bike less than a year ago, and for me, it's really good practice. So we come out here, we have great instructors, we have great exercises that we do on our bikes, and it really makes me a better rider. And I feel like it makes me a safer rider, and I do care about my safety. I think anybody can gain something. There are things out here that I just can't do. I mean, I try, and I don't do them very well. And there are things out here that a lot of these guys do well, and they're still here practicing. So I think everybody ought to be doing this.
Well, we're doing the motorcycle, learn how to control the bike as opposed to just riding it. You got to know how to control it too. So it's been a great day all the way around, but I'd have to say that my brakes worked on the go real fast and stop, you know, so I know that my bike is performing the way it's supposed to.
I'm hoping that everyone comes away from here feeling improved, a little more confidence on their bike, a better understanding of their limits, and feeling improved in their ability to stay safe and maneuver their motorcycle.
So as you can see, these guys that are participating in this class, they're seriously honing their skills. I mean, I could just tell by why I've been here for a few hours, and they're already getting better at the obstacle course. It's definitely worth your while. And not only are they honing their skills, they're also learning more about safety as well, which is important to everybody on or off the road. So this is just fantastic, and what a great opportunity for these guys to learn how to ride their bikes with just a little bit more expertise. Okay, don't go anywhere because we're heading off to our Along the Way.
The enjoyment and beauty of the outdoors in Utah is one of the major factors of life in our state, and one of the reasons the state is growing so fast. Most get out and pick an activity on their own terms, but there are many people who face some barriers when it comes to total enjoyment of the experience. Range Valley Ranch in central Utah is not your average Utah ranch. It's a place built for unique adventures. It has also become a reality for many with the help of the organization Disabled Sportsmen.
You don't get to do this stuff every day. This is magical up here. What Mike and his crew's been doing, the lodges, the hunting, the forest that he's been taking care of. The only people that get to hunt this is disabled children and veterans. So he's giving back to the guys that served us, giving the chance to have this, and children that don't really get a chance to come out. And we get to be able to be a part of that as well.
You don't even get nothing like this. The views, my goodness, this is private. This is just me up here hunting. So I've never hunted on private land before. It's my second time elk hunting. You don't get anything like it. You got these private blinds that look like log cabins. They're crazy.
There's just nowhere else around that does this. And the hospitality that they do is just first class.
Adaptive sports organizations have grown and multiplied in recent years. There's a greater understanding of the importance of providing people with disabilities every opportunity to participate in the activities they love. Disabled Sportsmen is just one of the groups that helps bring these adventures to life.
Just thank Brock and April Carter with Track Action Mobility for letting us use their chairs. They dropped one off for Will to use this weekend, and can't thank them guys enough. They do a lot for the disabled community and the veterans, and they're first-class guys and gals.
Yeah, I have mild cerebral palsy. Affects me from the waist down. There's no way I could use a bow stand, and I got some paper signed off by this doctor, city and state, to be able to use a crossbow, because it's technically illegal in Utah, I think. You have to have a disability to be able to use them, one. I mean, they're a little hefty, but all I gotta do is pull a trigger, just punk. Not many people at all get to use one of these. It's really cool. Scope, you can turn it on. It tells you the yardage and stuff. I'm super thankful that Shields was able to actually let me use this thing. This thing is a beast.
To watch a kid that has a smile from ear to ear, he has to get up at 3:30, get in a blind. To watch a little boy go down a hill that can't hardly walk, but yet he treks in there to make this happen, that he wants to get an elk. I mean, words can't express it. It just gives you more joy than you can ever want.
Hunting's pretty fun though. You hear a bugle or you see an elk in the field and your heart just starts pumping out of your chest. You're like, there's one, we gotta get this one. It's crazy. There's all sorts of feelings you get. It's unreal.
People's disabilities, sometimes they get overlooked, way overlooked. And if we can take somebody that thinks their disability can only get them to a certain point, we want to get them out here to show them, look, even though you have a disability, there's a bunch of things you can do. You just don't have to stay home. We want to bring people out to let them enjoy nature, help them do whatever they can. I mean, it's kind of therapy for us and for them as well. But yet, we're not all about just hunting. We want to take people out, fishing, ice fishing, camping, hiking, whatever we can do to get them out in the outdoors. That's what we want to do.
And a great goal that is. For this week's Along the Way, I'm Terry Wood.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor adventure needs. We carry a wide variety of ATVs, UTVs, RVs, firearms, outdoor accessories, and much more. Complete with both a service and warranty department. Check us out online at www.jhsport.com or give us a call at 435-896-6408.
Wondering where your next OHV adventure will take you? Outsiders Utah has your answer with downloadable GPS routes, ride times, distance, local amenities, and other details. 360 street views of the trails that let you explore before you go, and more. Eliminate the guesswork and uncertainty and find a trail you'll love. Visit outsidersutah.com and see the trail before you ride the trail.
Daggett, the sparsest populated county in Utah, is full of adventure. Seemingly endless territory, where after a few twists and turns, you can find yourself in a land that feels untouched by time. From desert to mountains and everything in between, Daggett County offers a picture-perfect experience for the modern explorer. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
Ever Everybody always talks about the good old days when the grass was greener, the air was clearer, and adventure could be found in any direction. Well, the good old days are still here. You just need to know where to look. In Aurora, Utah, you can find everything you want out of life. Limitless OHV access, views that ignite the imagination, and destinations that remind you how the good old days are closer than you thought. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are wrapping up our training day on the bikes. Chad did a great job. Look at that, he did a great job. He just ran over the cone, honey. You know what? You did a good job today. You did. I mean, like, seriously, what was your favorite part?
Braking. I got braking down.
Oh, you do. He's got the braking part down. And I thought you did well on serpentine.
You're lying.
Not really. The keyhole thing I missed completely. I must have been in the bathroom.
No, you remember when I said, look, over there?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, well, you know what?
Well, you need to think about whether you want to ride home. Did I do well enough?
Well, you know what? Let's take a look at next week's show and I'll tell you.
Next week, we are joining the largest and most family-friendly UTV event in the nation as we team up with Slikrok for an exciting day at the UTV Takeover.
Then we're showing off some great fall excursions that you'll want to be sure to hit before the season is gone as we join Dig Paddle Sports for a fun-filled day on the water at Quail Creek State Park.
Finally, Steve Brown is headed to Springville so that he can show you the unique new electric three-wheeled ride that once you see it, you'll want to drive it. Now, let's take a look at our contest winner.
This week's contest winner was submitted to us via email from Mike Pacomi, and it looks like Mike is the lucky winner of an outdoor stove from Camp Chef.
Camp Chef offers the best way to get your cooking done in the outdoors. Visit campchef.com for more information.
Congrats, Mike, and be sure to call us at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize.
Well, next week's show looked pretty good. I think it looks great. I think it looked better than my performance today.
You know what? You're hard on yourself. You did a great job. And everybody else out here did a phenomenal job. This is just so much fun. This is something that it's invitation only, but you can do it in other spots, right?
Correct. You can sign up for the course through the Motorcycle Safety Institute.
Yep.
And they have both a beginner and an advanced course you can sign up with. They have it at Ogden and at Slick here in Salt Lake.
Fabulous.
And of course, like the trooper said, just stop and ask them if you need a tip. They want to help.
They're so nice and they're so skilled.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a ticket on the way out of here.
No, you don't, mister.
Just remember, there's adventure on every bend.
Got to get on your bike and create your own adventure at your leisure.
All right, let's hit it, baby.
All right, let's go, baby. Woohoo!